Today we're going to be unboxing and installing the Panasonic TK AS41 Alkaline Ionizer by Panasonic. So this is a home unit for water purification. You install it on the sink next to your faucet, and it can be used to basically make alkaline drinking water. Okay, so let's get this thing open and see what's inside. So it has some handy instructions telling you basically what you're going to find in here. So we have the nozzle. This actually is the one that goes on the top of the unit to dispense the purified water. We have the diverter. So this guy actually goes onto your faucet and diverts some of the water into the machine when you want to drink purified water. And if you're just using the sink like normal to wash dishes, you basically have... Oh, here it is. Not too big. It apparently weighs about 6 kilos, which is like 12 pounds. But maybe that's with the water in it. So this actually doesn't even feel that heavy. We have our handy dandy instruction booklet. This thing is like 70 pages long. But this one is a bilingual one, Chinese and English, because I bought it here in Hong Kong. This is the... and definitely it's the Hong Kong version because it has the Hong Kong plug. So here's this unit, and what else do we have? Last but not least, we have a couple odds and ends. In here we have some adapters. Depending on the kind of faucet you have, you can either use this collar or an adapter if it's internally threaded versus externally threaded. But last but not least, there's actually a pH test kit in here, so that once you've hooked up, so we have 3 lines here on the bottom. There's, first of all, the black wire is for the power. This uses electrolysis to separate hydrogen atoms in order to change the pH of the water. So obviously you have to have it plugged in all the time. This is the drain hose, which is used to drain out the extra water inside here, and also while it's running, the water that doesn't get purified, actually sink you're putting it on, you can actually run these lines through this side or this side. In this case, we're actually going to put it to the right of our sink, and so I actually want the plug to run this way. So I'll have it come out this side, and I'll keep these guys on this side. So here you can see we have the power cord and then 2 hoses. We have our drain line and also our line in. So this is the one that's going to go to the faucet. This one's going to just drain down into the sink. So, and this one probably you can even keep it coiled up. Anytime you're dealing with electricity in the kitchen or bathroom where there's a sink or other water source, you've got to be really careful. Make sure you don't splash water or anything, get anyone electrocuted. So let's get this nozzle hooked up. As I mentioned, it's basically just a pass-through. So this screws into the existing faucet, and the water can come down here, and if you want to divert it into the machine, you have a couple options. On the type of nozzle that you have on your faucet, you can use these different versions, take this out, use an adapter, etc. In our case, I think we can just screw it in. So I'll take this aerator out here, and let's just get this guy, make sure that we screw it on straight without stripping any threads. And just make sure that it's hand tight. They specifically warn you not to try to use a pipe wrench or anything, because you'll just totally destroy this, because it's basically just cheap plastic. And now let's get the hose hooked up. I'm going to take off this collar here, get it started on the hose, get this thing on. So you just want to get this thing all the way up so that there's no chance of it any water leaking, and then get this collar screwed on as tight as possible just with your fingers, just to make sure it doesn't come loose and start leaking. And again, don't use any pipe wrench or any crescent wrench, because you'll totally destroy this thing, because it's just plastic. So we grab this guy out of the pack, and we want to just make sure that this doesn't come loose. And let's actually try to run it this way, and of course make sure that it points downwards. So we've got everything connected up. We've got the drain, we've got the power, we've got the water input. The only thing we're missing is actually the nozzle for the purified and or alkaline water out of this guy, which comes out of the top here. And I probably should have done this before I put it in place, but that's okay. Let's just test out the diverter and everything. So water out, I think I can live. With shower, if I go to straight, this one I think takes a little bit of the pressure off. So it's no. Okay, and it's lit up on purified water. So let's turn it on and now switch to purified. And supposedly this takes a couple seconds. Obviously it has to fill up, and now our drain line is dripping as well as our and you can see that the drain line runs for a couple seconds, keeps running for a couple seconds even after you turn this on as the water. See if there's any difference in the taste. So what the hell, let's go for alkaline level 3. Even though I am a newbie, I supposed to start with this one for a couple weeks till I work my way up, but for the sake of YouTube, let's try it out. So this is very alkaline water. It looks still pretty clear, and let's give it a taste.